We are the Adventuring Guild, and this is the Homebrew Review. Thank you for joining us for the first episode of Homebrew Review. We are a 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons podcast focusing on reviewing all the best community-created content that can be found on the interwebs. We have surfed through the DMS Guild as well as Reddit in order to pick out material that we feel is worth reviewing on an actual play podcast. In a couple of places, the audio quality in this first episode isn't as good as it could be. We do ask your forgiveness and hope that you will overlook it this first time, as we are still learning how to do all of this. Thank you very much and enjoy the rest of the show. This week on the Homebrew Review, we will be reviewing 4 very distinct class, race, and unearthed arcana combinations. We have 4 players here that are very experienced in the RPG field, and we hope that you enjoy this listen. I'll be your DM for the night. I'm DM Bob. And tonight we will be playing Princes of the Apocalypse. We've chosen 4 different pathways through that. We are recording at levels 4, 8, 12, and 16 in an attempt to kind of show the broad range and the full spectrum of what the classes can do. Rather than stick to one direct path, typically going down one elemental line, we decided to switch it up so that one class or race would not have an advantage over the other due to resistances or bonuses to damage types. So that's where we're beginning.
Alright, my name is Micah. I will be playing a Dragonborn Cleric of the Forge domain, as provided by Wizards of the Coast in their Unearthed Arcana series. Things that really stand out to me as benefits of the Cleric of the Forge are the versatility that you get in as far as utility is concerned. Very early on in the game, you have a lot of options for being the guy who gives your party the boost that you need to really overcome that first hump as you get into more mid and late game stuff, and still maintaining the ability to provide that healing support that you need as a party. Really looking forward to playing this character option with Bob in the group, and let's roll some dice.
I am Kelly, and I am playing a witch named Reyna from Zareth on Reddit and Unearthed Arcana. The class is really different than anything in the core book. The different covenants that you can take as a witch are really new, and the bonuses that you get from them aren't anything that you can see in any other sort of class. Early game, I'm not so sure about it, because she doesn't get super powerful right away, but I'm excited to play her and see what happens.
Hey guys, my name is Luke, and I'm going to be playing the homebrew race, Treant. My character's name is McCore Brackenwood, Treant Barbarian. My first thoughts on this is, if you need a character that has a natural affinity, but you want something a little bit less lithe, and you want something more physically powerful, the Treant's going to be a fun take for it. Things that I'm looking forward to are the plant metabolism, the powerful build, and the wooden body. It offers some pretty powerful starting abilities, but one that I'm interested in seeing how it scales, especially with Barbarian, is the wooden body, where you have vulnerability to fire damage, but while not wearing any armor, you can add half of your constitution rounded up to your AC. So for Monk, as well as Barbarian, who already don't wear armor, you're going to get a bonus that'll scale with your con, putting you up there with like wearing plate. It should be pretty fun for a tank character, and I hope I can bring the might of the forest to my enemies.
I am Varian Oakbottom. I am a halfling bard, entertainer by profession. I come from the long, prestigious bardic line of Oakbottoms. As is the tradition of our family, every Oakbottom must travel forth and prove themselves as a bard extraordinaire. Therefore, I am setting out to prove myself better than my family and to eventually compose the greatest song that I can possibly do.
Where we are going to pick up, you guys have slowly been realizing that this cult of elemental evil, all the different elemental cults, are starting to cause problems, and you've been recruited by this NPC and that NPC to basically take care of the problem with some pay and most likely going to die, but, at least you get a few gold out of it. The first place that you are going to be investigating, having already braved several dungeons, is Riverguard Keep. It's a small but strongly built castle on the banks of the Desarin River. Riverguard Keep is also one of the haunted keeps of the Slumber Hills.
Okay, so you're going to have plenty of spirits to...
Woo!
Yes. You guys would know already that the cult has taken up kind of residence there, and they're slowly rebuilding the keep with willing and very unwilling help. So you may be able to enlist some allies up there, you believe. And there are multiple ways to get into this keep. You know that you can either go through the river and go in through the water gate, or you can go through the main gate, through the gatehouse, which would be located right in between the two guard towers. So I will let you guys decide how you want to approach this fortress, either by boat or overland. And some information that you need as you arrive is a small castle overlooks the mighty Desarin River, which is a good half-mile wide at this point. A gatehouse and keep stand atop a low bluff, but the walls are built to the water's edge. On the riverbank, another low tower guards a boat basin where keel boats are moored. This keep seems old and worn, but new timbers and shingles suggest that repairs are underway. A white banner with a blue gauntlet flies over the keep, and the front gate is closed.
Is it supposedly haunted, or...
You would know just from stories growing up, kids' tales to scare kids. You're not quite sure how much there is to the stories as far as truth, but you would know that it is at least somewhat haunted. This is not a happy place. I know this is a little bit unconventional, but one of you roll me a d20 for just a straight luck check, and let me know if it's 15 or higher.
It is not.
You would have met, but not defeated, Sholar in the Wormford Rat section, which would have been earlier. So you would have completed it, but not necessarily killed Sholar. You would know of him. He is a halfling servant. Oh, no, wait. Excuse me. He is a water genasi captain.
Darn it, that's very different.
Yes, he is a water
He's
genasi
just short,
captain.
that's all.
He does have a halfling servant named Pike. But Sholar would be within this fortress as well.
So for the binding rites, like I said, I get to take a bind a spirit to myself in place of a spell slot. Right now, I have the Spirit of Agony bound in my second level spell slot. In the presence of a Spirit of Agony, foes' wounds continue to bleed and fires continue to burn. While Agony is bound, you may reroll any damage die that shows a 1, keeping the new result. And I can release spirits that have a release active effect. And when I release Agony as a reaction, I can roll a critical hit. In addition to the critical damage, you can roll an extra number of dice equal to the level of the spirit, which is level 2, because that's the spell slot that I bound it to.
Goodness gracious. Okay.
Yeah, I picked the Circle of Ruin.
yeah. Well, we already know who's going to be taking out the final boss when that happens. Okay, so how would you guys like to approach this keep? As I said, there's 2 approaches, either over land or over the water. You do also know this little tidbit that they are always recruiting members. And so you probably would have been approached at some point if you didn't automatically try to slay whoever stepped in front of you, that they would probably be looking for recruits as well.
We could always try and do that. I'm not good at bluffing, so somebody else would have to,
We're at the gates.
maybe lie. The damn.
Just kind of give it a once-over around all of the perimeter to see what area looks like it's potentially the weakest link in the armor, if you will.
Yeah, go ahead and roll me a perception check.
7.
Okay, you would notice that the walls are very high. Also, you would notice that there are slits in all of the walls about 9 feet up.
Murder holes.
Murder holes.
Yeah, you would be able to see the occasional flitting shadow going by. But other than that, it is very well...
How far away are we?
Wherever you guys want to be. As long as you guys are outside of 60 foot, nobody's going to come up and really approach you yet.
Can I step up to 60 feet?
Oh god,
That's
what are you planning?
Okay, I'm just going to use my quickening, which is just being able to see into the ethereal plane.
Okay. You would probably get a very good sense of not so much anything tangible, but you would definitely get the sense that this is not a happy place and that there are not great magics going on. Lots of suffering here, lots of sadness, lots of resentment would be another big emotion that you would get the sense out of this. But you wouldn't see anything in particular here. If you would like to roll me a perception check, you may be able to see something that...
5.
A 5.
We are
You
having
notice
great
that these walls are very tall in both planes.
luck.
And that the arrow slits are also present in both planes.
Whoa.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm going in.
Okay.
Hold. It is my opinion that spending a little sweat now in preparation will save us a lot of sweat later in pain and suffering.
That's what I'm here for.
McCor, might I borrow your axe for a moment?
Of course, I'll dislodge a hand axe from my oaky console and hand it over to you.
I hope that's how you sheathe them when you're doing.
Oh, yeah!
Just...
AC at 20, you got nothing to worry about. Clock.
Oh my gosh, that is great.
That is great.
Almighty God, Master of the Forge, I ask that you would bless, or would shine your light of blessing upon this axe in hopes that it would cleave your enemies in twain.
Oh, wait, let me give you my cleaving axe instead.
Very well.
Here's the great axe. If you're gonna bless something, let's do my main weapon.
And so, a magical light shines down upon said axe. It is now a +1 axe until our next long rest.
I like to think that you could almost hear the forge, the bellows pumping, the
clang.
hammering on the steel as the blade glows orange slightly and then just sheens. Yeah, I like that.
Alright, I'm okay with that. I don't feel axes are evil. It's just, if you're gonna use them on, like, little trees that haven't had a full life, that's a little bit evil. But I'll definitely use these axes.
All right. Any other preparation before you guys approach within eye, ear, nose shot of them?
I will use prestidigitation to make us all look very clean and proper. Because I'm guessing, well, how are we going to do this? Are we going to try and, like, talk our way in? Or
I'm just walking up there.
are we going to kick the doors down and
If it comes to
like,
that.
oh. Well, I want to look as sharp as I can if we're going to give a performance. It's performance, you know? You got to look your best for this kind of stuff.
For the sake of giving you guys just a little bit more information, you would notice that the keep's main entrance features a 2-story gatehouse attached to a round tower. Arrow slits look out onto the ground outside the gate, and the gate itself is a double door of thick timbers reinforced with iron bands.
Yeah, I can break that.
I don't think we can kick that one down.
Somebody's got shatter.
And knock.
It's gonna open one way or another.
No, but I can fix it once we do.
No, that's a brilliant thing. After you take a keep, you gotta reinforce it.
Yeah.
You take a dungeon, it's yours, technically.
Exactly.
Squatters'
All right, so
rights.
how would you guys like to
Squatters'
approach?
rights.
Are you going to just walk on up nonchalantly? Are you going to be aggressive, like, go all Dragonheart on them?
I'm just gonna walk up.
Okay.
I assume we're gonna be going up non-violently.
There's things in there that belong to me, so I'm just gonna go up there and take them.
Oh.
Being the spirits.
Okay, yeah, definitely.
Let's try and talk our way in first and kind of get my coat all ready. My halfling little shuffle with you guys.
I forgot you were a halfling.
So like a little shuffle up with you guys.
I'm okay with having the halfling lead tree in the
Oh
back.
my
It's just
God.
this nice stacking.
Exactly, yeah.
I'm okay
Provides
with
a
that.
nice background for you too. You know,
Yes.
just a nice tree, a nice presentable halfling.
Of course.
Just paints a very pretty picture.
That is
All comes
hilarious.
home.
I'll just remain motionless, I guess.
All right, so you guys approach the front gate, and as you do, clattering sounds and muffled voices come from inside the gatehouse. Then a human warrior appears at the second-story arrow slit directly over the gate. You can't see much of him, but he wears a leather jerkin and has a black beard. Who are you? What do you want?
Good day. My name is Varian Oakbottom, and I am here. I hear you are recruiting. Myself and our merry band of travelers are here to...
All right, you talk too much. Somebody's got less to say. What do you want?
I want what you have that belongs to me.
That too.
Well put.
Oh,
In the
unless-
most polite manner possible.
I can take care of those ghosts for you.
We ain't got no problem with ghosts. That's what the cultists are here for.
We came to join the cult.
Oh, why didn't you say so?
Well,
All
I was
right,
getting
well-
to that, but
I don't quite know what to do with you all, because you're a tree, and you're kind of short, but I guess we got a spot for you somewhere. Something.
what I lack in height, I make up for in
Yeah,
personality.
you talk way too much.
Or a foot.
All right, if you're coming in, that's fine, but you ain't going alone, because you're a weird bunch. So he starts yelling and everything to lift the gates, or
Oh, we
to
got
open
it.
the gates, and the gate slowly begins to creep open. 4 bandits come to meet you at the gate, and they escort you inside. Oh, anything you guys would like to do? Say anything like that?
I'm
Well,
gonna
hello, gents.
How do we attack?
How are you all on this fine morning, afternoon, evening? What time of day is it?
What time of day did you guys arrive?
I don't know.
I will look directly into the sun. If the sun is not there, I will know it's night.
Looking directly into the sun, you can see that it starts to burn your eyes.
Oh no,
So we'll
my
call it-
treant vision.
Yeah.
But you also feel strangely powerful because it's fixing you.
Ooh.
That's true.
Yes, so it would probably be midday. We'll call it sometime in the early afternoon.
I'm gonna shift into the ethereal plane. Just kind of walk around in that.
Okay.
I think that qualifies as doing something.
Yeah, right inside the gate, first you guys would notice the gate's open to a 30-foot passage leading east. A portcullis blocks the far end of the passage, but you can see the castle yard on the other side.
She just gets
An
weird.
arrow slit in the southern wall of the passage provides defenders a way to fire onto intruders who get this far.
Okay, so we're still not in the best place to, if we're going to start stuff, this is not the place to do it.
Be right in this passage.
Okay.
So it's not a very long passage, and like I said, you see a portcullis right on the other side that has been lifted.
I'd say let's get in the gatehouse first.
We can go further before we start stuff.
Yeah, you said you looked into the ethereal plane, so would you be making a perception check then?
No, I just look there.
Okay.
Like, I don't have to
She
make a
what
check
is
or
it?
anything. It's just
Okay,
Describe the
what all
quickening.
would you be able to see in the ethereal plane?
okay. At first level, I gain the ability to enter a trance known as the Witch's Quickening, letting you see beyond the borders of the material world. Entering the trance is an action and allows you to see into the ethereal plane up to 60 feet. You also gain insight into the emotional energy surrounding you, letting you know if and what the spirits are bound within 60 feet, as well as granting you advantage to wisdom insight checks.
Okay. You would be able to feel a huge, staggering amount of pain where you currently are. And you would be able to see what appears to be remnants of blood stains all over the floor. And they are hideous. Massive piles of ethereal bodies are piled around you, all crushed to death.
Nice work.
Okay, that it?
Yep.
All right, so that is what you have seen. Would you relay any of that to your fellows?
No, I'm cool.
Okay.
I'm good with it.
It's just a normal day in the park.
Yeah, well, the Circle of Ruin, the Covenant of Ruin isn't super concerned with what happens to the spirits. It's more for my use and
Gotcha. Yeah, the bodies that were piled here were crushed to death mercilessly,
That
and
doesn't
there is
upset me.
blood everywhere. Not real blood. That has been scrubbed away, and this is a fairly tidy-looking room. Not spotless, but definitely looks like that it has been more frequently cleaned than about anything else you've seen thus far. But yeah, in the ethereal plane, you were walking through like 3-4 feet of piled bodies everywhere.
everyone preparing for my arrival.
Obviously. I don't know why else it would. You guys would be continuing on through then, as opposed to, since you're not breaking your way in. The area just inside the castle gatehouse consists of a small courtyard of bare dirt and tufts of wiry grass. A stable stands to the east, the gatehouse to the west, and the main yard of the castle lies to the north. The keep occupies the northern corner of the castle yard. Stone stairs near the keep lead up to the top of the wall. Guys, looking around, or are you just gonna kind of follow your escorts and make nice?
I feel it would be best for the time being to follow our escorts and make nice until we're in prime position
Yeah,
to
I'm
strike.
just talking this dude to death.
I guess with you talking him to death, I'll look around, I guess.
Almost as like a just talking, almost causing a distraction, or at least trying to keep this guy from just keeping his attention on me and whatever.
I guess since I'm in the back of the pecking order, I'll just kind of meander as I'm trying to follow. But do I find anything interesting in this keep?
Yeah, go ahead and anybody that would like to roll me perception checks.
That'll be a natural 20 for a 23.
Oh, there we go.
Perfect.
Okay, so you guys would have been brought through the courtyard with that nat 20 for the perception check. You would be able to tell a lot more minor details that otherwise would have been missed, such as the bandits that are kind of hanging around here. A lot of them aren't really paying attention to anybody going in and out, so they're fairly used to people coming into the walls and running around that don't look like they fit in. While you're walking behind the soldiers, the bandits and whatnot, the citizenry are kind of looking at you curiously. And you can tell they're just normal citizens. Most of them look abused and beaten and whatnot. They're definitely the unwilling help for repairing this keep. You can kind of see that they're looking at you, but since you're with the guards, they're not really going to approach you because they don't know a whole lot about you. Other than that, you would be able to see that the building right in front of the exit of the gatehouse is a ruined stables with the roof pretty much completely collapsed in. It's full of rotting debris. Looks terrible. There does appear to be, as a door swings open, you're able to get a quick glimpse of an armory right above the stables, and then you would be taken around over towards the Great Hall. And the Great Hall's entrance would be back behind the rest of the rooms. So you would go past a chapel of some variety, so a holy building of some variety, and then the doors right across from that are those of the Great Hall, which you are brought into. So that is what you noticed as you were walking through. Anybody else doing anything in particular, or are you guys just following along?
Just for noise.
Like telling this guard who's escorting us my life story. So that is when I decided to go travel about. You see, it is our lineage, it's our right and tradition to go out and become the best bards possible. And, it's been a great time since I met these people, and,
You overhear a whisper from one of the guards that's saying, "Oh my god, can we just stab him already?"
I'll whisper, "We tried that once, it didn't take."
Oh my
The
goodness.
problem of playing a support character, they can stay up for hours.
Ew.
Okay. They throw open the doors, eager to get rid of you. You in particular, Mr. Bard. This room is a great hall of the keep. It is 2 stories high with stone stairs on both sides of the room leading up to the stone balcony at the end of the chamber. What heavy double doors lead east to the castle yard, while 2 interior doors open to the west. Arrow slits look out over the north and the south. At the west end of the room, below the balcony, a large wooden chair sits behind a wide table littered with papers and discarded plates. A second table, this one long and furnished with benches, runs down the middle of the hall. The walls are painted in green and blue, decorated with tattered banners showing nautical designs. You would see sitting at the big chair at the end of the table, at the end, a hulk of a man. You're pretty sure he's human. He doesn't look like an orc, even though he's got what appear to be 2 tusks almost jutting out from his mouth. Very orc-like, but definitely not an orc, and he is extremely hairy. And he seems to be paying attention only loosely to what some people are telling him. They appear to be cultists or some variety of administrative type duties. They're handing him papers, and he's looking over them, and just non-committal grunts rather than actually paying attention to anybody. When he sees you guys come into the room, he would kind of look you over as if he was assessing how he would end all of your lives if you did something that he didn't enjoy. But he doesn't say anything outright. He doesn't even stand up or do anything to acknowledge your presence other than give you the once over. Other than that, this hall is full of people. It appears that the leader is tended by a Fathmer and 2 cultists you are unsure of what their jobs are, other than you do recognize the symbol for the Crushing Wave cult. So you're pretty sure that they are water affiliated, obviously, but other than that, you're not too sure.
Can I make a history check to what I know about the Crushing Water cult?
Yes.
Woohoo! That's a 9.
For a second, I thought you did well.
Cult of the Crushing Wave worships Ol Hydra, the princess of evil water that is native to the elemental plane of water. Other than that, you don't know a whole lot about them, other than that they're always causing problems with anything related to coasts and whatnot. They're always attacking ships, port cities, anything along those lines. They are not exactly the most brilliant of strategists.
Okay.
Should I walk up and introduce myself and my axes?
Otherwise, we can see what information we can get out of them first, and then we can always go gung-ho on their faces with weapons.
Well, if you want to step up, I'll be right beside you.
The other thing you would notice about the two members of the Crushing Wave is that they aren't your typical cultists in black robes and whatnot. They have shields that appear to be made of copper, as well as strange blades with shark teeth embedded in them. It's very monstrous looking, not like a typical weapon would have been forged, which is fairly intriguing to you, Mr. Forge Cleric, because that isn't a weapon that you have really seen, one that has teeth within it. It is very interesting looking. Can you see into the ethereal plane anytime, or only when you use the quickening?
I can do it for 4 minutes, like, straight, but I don't think that I'd, like, just hold it.
Okay, so you would have probably dropped it after you saw all those bodies around you? Okay, you would know probably something feels off about the Fathmir standing next to the guy. He looks very much like a water genasi, but not quite. They've got strange, almost gill-like ears to them. He definitely looks weird. Blue skin, kind of off, but not necessarily a genasi.
What's wrong with blue skin?
I'll take a peek at
I know, Mr. Blue Dragon.
I'll take a peek at him.
Okay, so in the ethereal, alright, you would be able to tell that he also has a second form. He is also a giant snake. A water serpent. They have very fluid bodies and are shapeshifters. It would definitely set you off just a bit.
What are you?
You would also know that the leader is a wereboar.
So, a what?
A wereboar.
He can turn half pig.
Oh, God.
He's Ganon.
Yeah.
Virgil, you rolled an intelligence check, or what did you roll on your check again?
A 9.
That's right. Okay, you probably wouldn't know who would be in charge here. Okay, so you guys said earlier you were going to walk up?
Yep. I think we're going to walk up and introduce ourselves to the leader.
Okay. He would shoo away the Fathmir that is talking to him out of annoyance, and the two Reavers would probably hang close, but not be so close as to piss him off, because he doesn't seem the type that really enjoys being hovered over. He would ask, as you came up, "Who are you and what are you doing here? More recruits?"
Yes.
Yes, sir. My name is Varian Oakbottom, and I am a humble servant of Melil, the Lord of Song. We have been come here to...
All right, enough. Somebody else is going to talk, because you speak way too much. I don't have time.
Why does everyone
Are
do
you
that?
here for recruits?
Yes.
Okay.
What do you do?
I'm the boss around here, and the one asking questions, not the one getting questions. Okay?
I'm just gonna be staring at the snake guy.
Okay, he probably wouldn't pay a whole lot of attention to you.
There are visual clues as to when I'm in the ethereal plane.
He probably would not care enough about your existence to really pay attention to that. He would be assessing you for threat, as a threat, all of you, so I'm going to go ahead and roll insight checks, of which he didn't do too well. So, he definitely wouldn't assess you guys as a threat, but you guys look fairly useful other than the bard, but he isn't exactly going to throw you out.
Oh, how dare they? I believe Oakenbottom is our savior.
He very well might be, but this guy does not care about anything that requires more than 5 words to say. The fact that you started introducing yourself and everything else definitely did not sit well with him. He would say, well, if you're here for a recruit, that's fine. Go to the barracks. There's bunks there. There's 2 bunks there. But you look like you're just going to sit outside under sun or something. I don't care. Just Careful nobody pisses on you. That'd be kind of funny. And you're little enough, I'm pretty sure you could sleep in somebody's foot like a cat. Get out of here. I'm busy. Then he would shoo you off.
Why does everyone make fun of me?
I'm going to go ahead and ask about their toothy swords. How did you make that? Where do you get these weapons? I've never seen anything like them.
They would pretty much just put off. They wouldn't talk to you a whole lot because you're recruits and you aren't worth speaking to yet until you have been kind of brought into the cult, sworn in, for lack of a better term.
I will learn your secrets.
Would you present your own blade or anything of power to kind of...
Actually, I need 100 gold worth of scrap. I'm going to pull one of the javelins out of
Jan
Treeman.
McClure.
Bust it over my knee. Twice.
Whoa.
Set it on the table. Then we cast mending on it.
They would definitely look somewhat impressed and say, well, they might find use for you somewhere in the forge or in the armory or something. I'm sure they've got a use for you.
Can you tell me the way?
Your best bet would be to just do what Grimjaw tells you for right now. Go to the barracks, rest the night, and you'll be taken to the chapel and be sworn in at some point, I'm sure. After that, I don't know what they'll do with you.
All right.
I'm gonna sidle up to the leader.
Well, thank you for the
slash
fixed javelin.
Werepig. So these spirits, what do you do with them?
What are you talking about?
The ghosts, the spirits. I can feel their agony and sorrow and suffering. It's quite amazing, really, what you've managed to do here.
You talk a lot.
So, they talk a lot. They are
What-
get accepted.
What kind of operation do you have here?
I talk a lot. I
The
get
killing
fun.
kind.
I
We
can-
go out, we raid, we kill, we bring stuff back. That's what we do.
I respect that.
Sounds more like a band.
I didn't ask for your respect.
Well,
Fine.
you have it anyways.
It's
Alright, what are you still doing in my face?
religious bandit code.
I guess I'll move on.
Good idea. Okay, so you guys are basically at this point pretty much free to do whatever. You have been given directions to the barracks. They would tell you to take the open bunks when you guys get there. You do hear lots of snickering about somebody's going to have to stay with somebody, except for the tree out there, because he can
I'll
just
take it
plant
from him.
himself in the courtyard. There are several bunks, but only 2 free ones is kind of the impression you're getting. So it will be interesting to see how this works out.
On our way out, I'll just nonchalantly. One's a pig, one's a snake.
Very well.
Interesting. Is there a dining hall here at this keep?
You're in it.
I see.
This is where you'll perform for the night.
I was gonna say, can I perform and try and learn some information and work my way into the cult per se?
Who would you be asking? The leader?
Yes.
Oh, Hydra! What part of get out of here don't you understand?
Please, may I just perform for the cult and for Ol Hydra? And I pull out my violin that has these 5 silver leaves on the sides of it because of Malil's holy symbol. Can I just play something for you guys?
Not me. I've got other things to do. Put me off my appetite anyway. So he just kind of throws down his food, what's left, and stomps out of there.
Well,
There are several other people
The nerve.
in the Great Hall as well, though. So if you wanted to play for them, you are welcome to.
I just want to try and get some information, so perform, basically using my by popular demand entertainer feature.
I don't think you're very popular here.
Well, it'll help make me popular. I know it's mainly for inns and taverns and places, basically anywhere I could find a place to perform is kind of what I'm hoping to do and try and get myself, the word spread around me throughout the cult of, oh, hey, he's a really, maybe I can get in with him, and, oh, that's that bard, hey, let's talk to him, kind of a
He's
deal.
a swell
Okay,
guy.
yeah. Go ahead and roll me a
This is
performance
swell
check.
guy.
Okay, I need to,
What happened?
I rolled a nat 1.
Oh.
You can re-roll it, though.
I'm a halfling, I re-rolled it, I rolled another nat 1.
Did you not just say when you took that race yesterday that it would be the best because what are the odds of rolling 2 nat 1s?
Is that what
That's
you
the new
said?
guy you gave me. Yeah.
You are
sorry.
you.
I am so pissed off right now. Mess up my performance.
That is exactly what happens. You are so pissed off that guy just left in the middle that you are frazzled beyond belief, and you just cannot get the notes out, and you eventually stop in a huff.
could this happen to me?
Face. God. Ugh.
I'll go give him a reassuring pat on the shoulder.
Is there like a secluded corner
Guys,
kind of where
no.
nobody is?
Not really in
would be
here. It's a
embarrassed.
fairly small area. Well, it's large compared to the other rooms.
I'll flag down one of the servants.
Okay, they kind of come up to you. Yes?
Give me something fresh and that hasn't been touched by everybody else.
Sorry, mistress. We don't have anything fresh. This is all we're given. Sorry. Don't beat us.
Don't beat the poor man. There's nothing he can do about it.
Go.
Okay. I'll hurry back to the kitchens. I'll see, but I don't think there's anything here that's much better. And she scurries away quickly. And she would be going through that north door on the west end, and you would hear clanking and clattering of pots when that door opens.
Not going to lie, the tree is getting restless for battle.
So am I. I am ready to just...
Well, you've got the...
You messed up my song.
You attempted to get everyone's attention.
Messed up my
We've
song.
got a lot of people in the
Throw my
room.
groove.
You threw off my groove.
I'm sorry, but you threw off the bard's groove.
Nobody messes with the bard's groove.
Okay, so what would you guys like to do? Like I said, you saw that young servant girl go through the door on the west end to the north. You also know that there's a door to the south end there. You haven't seen anybody come in and out of that. There's also stairs on either side of the long table that go up. You have not seen anybody come in and out of that yet either. You were directed to the barracks, which would have been right to the south side of that building, so basically right out the double doors, straight south, and you are at the barracks. You know the chapel is also located right next door to the Great Hall there, and that is supposedly where you will be inducted into the cult at some point. You would have seen the armory when you walked by, but they would have told you where it was after that display of mending.
Just for future reference, I don't actually want to join this cult, so I suggest we do whatever we're going to do before the ceremony.
I agree.
I don't know.
I think we've tried subterfuge for too long. I
I
think
do
we're
want-
ready for combat.
I'll investigate the
I'm pissed.
armory after eliminating all of these.
I think
Fiends.
while we have things gathered in a bunch...
I don't know.
Well-
I kind of like what they have going here.
Really?
I'm just worried
She
about...
is evil.
I'm just
That's
worried about
true.
the prisoners. Is there any way we can get the innocent people to somewhere safe, or... have
I
them be-
won't swing an axe on an innocent
Well,
person.
I'm not worried about that, or us hitting them. I'm worried about the cultist attacking...
I
them.
highly doubt the cultists care enough about the servants to attack them.
Honestly, if the servants are attacking me, I won't swing at them until I take out the cultists.
I'm not sure if that makes me feel better, but okay. I'll go with it.
I mean, I'm not gonna say I attack indiscriminately,
But you attack indiscriminately.
but
But friendly fire is definitely an option that's turned off.
I mean, if I think you'll make a good spirit,
Fair enough.
While you guys are in this room, Virgil, even though you gave a horrific performance, you were the closest one
I
to
feel
that.
good about myself.
Yeah, you were the closest one to that table after Grimjaw stood up. So you would have seen that he had a bunch of papers scattered all around his little desk area there. On those, you would have seen lots of strange writing, only some of which you can understand. Most of them are manifests for things that have been taken and plundered, you believe. You see several of them say things like a wagon load of flour near B, or 40 silver pieces, traveler near W. And you're not 100% sure what those could be, but there is one in particular that catches your eye that speaks of a band of troublemakers. There's a tree, a halfling, a elf, and a dragonborn. They seem to be causing a heck of a lot of trouble.
Okay.
And the handwriting mixes block letters with script, which is very odd.
So, like, two people wrote it, or...
No, just a very odd way of writing. Such as some people's cursive is very distinctive, or certain letters. Seems like this is just strange.
Can I try and... Just because I think we'll start fighting before anyone reads this. I'd like to still steal that letter before anyone reads it and like, oh, We just happened to let in a halfling, a dragonborn, an elf, and a tree.
Yeah, you can go ahead and take it. Yeah,
Go through the
there
list.
isn't anybody really paying all that much attention, so sleight of hand, but it's not a very high DC.
What the hell? Okay.
Okay, that's a little
All right.
bit better.
Just for the witness.
Yeah, for a witness,
You've rolled 4 nat 1s on a row. 3 of them on the same die. Switch dice. Nat 1.
This corkboard is dumb, Robert.
And-
It's gonna be a good game.
You're just trying to screw me.
With advantage, he gets a 19.
Yeah.
But God, that's terrifying.
Okay, so with that, I rolled a 19, which gives me a sleight of hand of 23.
Oh yeah, nobody has any idea that envelope or that letter has just disappeared.
Good. Oh my god.
That was scary.
I'm so terrified.
We were so glad we rolled the nat 1s off of...
Thank God for the halfling's lucky feature. That's all I'm saying.
No joke. Otherwise, this would have been a very
I would be
interesting
dead
game.
already.
Pretty much, yeah. Okay, so you found that, you pulled that aside, or taking that with you. Is there anything
scared.
else?
I don't know what die to use.
Yeah, you guys are pretty much free until you go down to the chapel to get sworn in, for lack of a better term.
In which
That's not
case,
happening.
I don't want to swear myself to one element. That's absolute unbalance.
I'd rather not either.
I think with everyone in one room, I think now is the time to start a fight.
Well, in this room, it's mostly just servants and commoners. There is not a whole lot for crushing waves. There's those 2 reavers.
I'll start the fighting. Whoever rolls initiative first gets to
I
actually
make my
warn
way
them.
towards the kitchen first.
Yep.
And
You
Sick.
peek in the door.
just peek in the door. Do I see that young servant?
Yes, she is one of the 5 here. There are 2 large hearths on the north wall of this room that hold kettles full of simmering stew. Wash basins and work tables with old battered crockery stand in the middle of the room. Sacks, casks, and barrels are piled along the southern wall, and cheeses and smoked fish hang from the ceiling.
Oh, they lied to me.
No, that would have been some of the slop that was on the table. It's mostly, yeah, a war camp, so there's not a whole lot of fancy food here at all. You would notice that there are 5 human commoners that labor here. All of them pretty much seem to be very kind of shying away from you because you were with the guards earlier.
Hello. May I please have a word with you for just a second? Nothing. You're not in trouble. I just would need to have. I just want to tell you guys something. I want to tell you a story.
Okay, what kind of story?
It's a beautiful story.
Keep it short. We don't know when they're coming back.
Okay. We're gonna liberate you guys. So if you see any other servants, tell them to find a safe place, and stay out of sight. We are going to save everyone.
I'll proceed
Okay.
toward the reavers.
Yeah, you see the 2 of them, including the young serving gal, kind of nod their heads, and then 3 of them kind of look at each other and they start making for the door.
Alright, well, so how most people would like sheave a weapon over like the shoulder into a scabbard, I'll just pull the axe that's just mishappily shoved into my back. Just yank that out.
Okay.
And then after I tell that, I kind of grab my rapier, which is shoulder, and kind of grab it. I don't pull it out, but I start walking back towards the door to see
Yeah.
what's going on.
Okay, then we'll go ahead and roll initiative. You will get a sneak round first. Yes, kind sir.
I am going to, as we get going, cast Bless.
Okay, so you cast Bless on everybody beforehand?
Yep.
Well, almost everybody. 3 targets, correct?
It's 3 + 1 for every spell level, so I get all of us.
Hot diggity. Okay.
That's
Go ahead and
awesome.
roll initiative, everybody, and we will start. You will get a sneak round.
21.
16.
8.
10.
Okay. Go ahead with your surprise round. There are 2 reavers standing kind of north of the table just a little bit.
Do I have advantage for the attack then?
Oh, yeah. They have no idea that
Wonderful.
it's coming.
Alright, let's see. Oh, that's a 20. Alright, I got a natural 20.
Oh, hot dog. You're starting this one off right.
Alright,
Hot
so
dog.
17 points of damage to the first person with the great axe.
Yeah, they definitely feel that hit. They begin to pull out their weapons as well.
Rightfully so.
Next would be, you see as you come out of the kitchens that those 3 servants that ducked out are making a mad dash for the door.
They're making a mad dash for the door?
Yes. The other two are huddled in the kitchen. You see that they were getting out kitchen knives and just kind of waiting back there, kind of shaking.
Not very good servants if they can't follow instructions.
Well, the battle's going on. If they're running them, I guess if they're going to go tell people or go hide somewhere or whatever, I'm not too worried.
You want to make an insight check?
Yeah, sure. 7.
A 7? Yeah, you're pretty sure they're going to go warn other people.
Okay, I'm going to come out the door,
Mhm.
and I see the fighting happening. How far am I away from...
You wouldn't be too far. It looks like about 20 feet or so.
20 feet? Okay. I'll pull out a dagger that I have on my bandolier, and I'm going to throw it at this reaver. That is a 15.
Ouch. Okay, yeah,
To
that
hit.
will hit.
4 points of damage.
You chuck it at them, and it hits them just below the collarbone, right above their armor, and they clutch at it as they fall to the ground and die.
Hey!
There we go. And that was when you hit the one that I hit before?
Yes.
Okay.
Correct, yes.
So there's one fresh guy left.
Yes, there is one left. He is going to pull out his shark-toothed longsword
Cool.
and whip around and bring it right across your torso. Okay, yeah, he slams it into you, and it kind of rattles a little bit in his hands. Not used to hitting a tree trunk with a saber-toothed sword. Axes are much better at that kind
and
of
I've
thing.
never met a man who can chop down a tree with one swing.
Exactly.
So,
Well, and you took him by surprise, so he was not exactly ready to go for that.
Epic, though.
right? If he can chop me down, kudos.
Yeah. The
Okay.
three servants make it to the double doors, and they scream out at the top of their lungs, "They're trying to take over!"
Really? Damn it. You didn't
And they
tell them
appear to run towards the chapel next door.
You didn't tell them to tell others quietly, did you?
I assume they were smart.
No,
Ish.
no. We got to do this whole entire liberation in rapid quickness.
You are able to notice that as they're screaming this, they're waiting for the other cultists and the bandits to come this way.
Oh no, they're just jerks.
Yeah, they're a-holes.
Yes, the other
Can we
two.
just kill those buttholes? I'm kind of pissed at them now.
Yeah, the other two in the kitchen just kind of look through the side door to see how you're doing, and then they duck back in. So they want nothing to do with
those
it.
in the
They're
kitchen are fine. Everyone else is
They're a-holes.
Mean.
afraid. To you, Ashmaz.
Well, I suppose I'm going to go do my best to take care of the one that's feebly trying to chop down my friend.
Okay.
So I think for now we're just going to make a straight swing with my mace. Ah! Yay!
That is a nat 20,
That
is
is
it
a
not?
nat 20.
Okay.
Oh my goodness.
I'm going to use my reaction to cause crash. So I'm going to use a bardic inspiration.
ooh.
The creature must make a strength save, Robert.
It rolled a nat 1.
Okay, it fails. It also takes 2 additional points of thunder damage,
Ouch.
and the creature is knocked prone.
Yeah, it's right on its butt.
Oh.
14 points of damage plus whatever he did with his crash.
And
Shit.
what kind of weapon are you using?
A mace.
A mace. You bring the mace down right on the back of this creature, and as it hits, you hear a thunder crack of noise from the bard's spell, and the creature just falls face forward and slams into the ground with an extreme amount of force, and it is, as you can well imagine, not doing well either.
Worth it. Well, with the extra noise, subtlety is definitely out.
there is. It was loud enough and enough force with that crack that you see some of the food kind of vibrate off the table.
Well done.
Exactly. On to Kelly. There's lots of pain and suffering here for you to enjoy.
Sweet. Is he dead, though?
Not yet, no. But he is on the ground, face first in the dirt, or in the stone floor.
He is not loving life.
Well, I mean, I'll help him. Chill touch.
Ooh.
19?
Yes, that will hit.
Oh, good.
Any passive effects that'll help us along?
5.
You can see that the wounds that he received starts to putrefy a little bit. McCor.
All right. Well, yeah, that'll be a 23 to hit for
Yes.
12 points of damage.
You cleave him in half with that axe blow. There is nobody else in the room.
I'll move towards the door with the rest of my turn just to anticipate the enemies.
Okay, yes. You move towards the door. You do hear upstairs above your heads, there is some clamoring, as well as a weird kind of high-pitched, almost hissing noise coming from upstairs as well.
Alrighty. I'm going to move up to Melkor? Makor. I'm going to go up to Makor, and I'm going to use my naturally stealthy to try and hide behind you or use you for stealth.
Absolutely fine. I'm a tree.
And then I'm going to prepare a spell for if I see a group of people come down to cast a spell to try and take them when they show up.
Okay, which staircase are you going to aim that spell at, the north or the south? They are about 40 feet apart.
Can I make a perception to see where I think most of the sound's coming from?
Yeah.
That's a 10.
It seems to be coming from above the kitchen area.
So the north?
Yes, it would be closer to the north side.
Okay, I'm going to prepare my spell towards the north.
Okay.
For any enemy that might come down, then I'll release my spell.
All right, not a problem. With that, it is their turn, and you hear a shrieking, I don't want to call it a grunting noise, but you hear what you're pretty sure is Grimjaw, and he comes barreling in, and were you holding the door shut?
I actually would have been ready for the door to open, just ha!
Okay, yeah, he would have just rammed shoulder first into those doors. So go ahead and make a strength contest.
Okay. In which case, would that just be like the strength?
Correct,
okay.
yes. You can use athletics if you have it.
I do. So, my strength, that would have been a 23.
Okay, yeah, you are able to not only withstand that, but he just kind of thumps off of you.
Down, piggy!
And the Fafnir comes down the stairs on the south side, or excuse me, on the north side.
Is it just one creature?
Yes, he is just one creature. However, 6 Crushing Wave Reavers come down, split 3 and 3 on either side.
What ho?
Okay, as they come down, I'm going to cast Shatter.
Con save? 2 14s and a 17.
Okay, they still take half damage.
Okay.
9.
We are then on to Ashma.
I'm going to nonchalantly walk up to our massive pig friend,
Okay.
and I'm going to cast Inflict Wounds. 18?
That will hit.
28 points of damage.
Holy cow.
Advise you to think about what you're doing.
Yeah. On then to Reyna.
Okay. I'll cast Witch Bolt at the pig guy.
Alright.
Oh no, that's 6.
Yes,
No, 8.
right as you shot towards him, he is hit by that inflict wounds and drops slightly, and so that bolt of eldritch energy just crackles right over him and into the door behind him.
Well, with the pigman being handled, I guess I'll head towards the other cultists, or is the main pigman in the way? I know he's right next to
No,
me.
the pigman is between you and the door.
I will begin to attack recklessly with my bonus action and main action. 20 to hit.
Yes.
I'm going to use my crash again to so strength save.
That is one thing the boar has in spades. That is a 20.
Darn it! Okay.
But still, I like the idea of the sound effect being there nonetheless. So your great axe collides with his torso, and there's a crack of thunder as you drive it into him. How much damage does he take?
8.
He takes 8 points of damage. That is enough to cut through his disgusting hide, and he starts bleeding profusely.
Right. Well, I guess then cultists were coming through the...
Both
from behind him?
staircases to the north and the south from behind, correct.
Oh boy. Well, I guess with my move, I'll put myself in the most advantageous position. I'll take one of the staircases.
Okay, you're moving away from him?
Is he down, or is he...
No, he's still standing.
I can finish. I could probably... I'm right there.
Okay.
You would
then
take an
I'll-
opportunity attack if you did move.
I'll take it.
Okay.
My AC right now is an 18 since I'm using the great axe. It's a two-handed weapon.
Alright, yep, and that is exactly what he rolled.
Oh, wow!
So you will end up taking... That is 10 points
10? Alright.
of bludgeoning damage.
So then have that, so I've only taken 5. Okay. I will proceed towards, I guess, southernmost staircase.
Yeah, you're able to get, that's about 30 feet, so you can, if you use your full movement, get there.
Up.
Alright.
How fare you, Master Woodman?
I've lost a bit of bark, but that's fine.
Alrighty. I'm gonna look at this werebore. I'm gonna be like, whisper, 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 and cast dissonant whispers on him.
Dude, what's the save on that?
Wisdom.
So, yes, he fails.
Alrighty. He takes 10 points of psychic damage and must use its reaction immediately to move as far away as possible from me.
Okay, yeah, he turns and flees back out the door. You were within 5 feet, so you get an opportunity to attack Ashmaz.
Ah! 17 to hit.
Yes, that will hit.
4 points of damage.
Alright, and he is more than limping at this point, but he is not yet down.
And then I'm going to use my bonus action to inspire Makor.
Okay. Then it is the enemy's turn. He would turn around, and now that he's got room to charge, he turns around and charges straight at you, Ashmaz. I will need a strength saving throw if this hits, and I'm assuming a 19 will hit you.
Just barely.
Just barely. Okay, I need a strength save of 13 or higher.
That'll do.
You just take the regular 7 points of slashing damage. And you will also take, because he can do a tusk attack with that as well, 3 points of slashing. So, total that up.
17.
Alright. It is the cultists will charge down the stairs. 3 of them will go after the big tree guy. Okay, that's 1 miss, 2 miss. Ouch, 1 hit. So they would all 3 slash at you. And 1 hit and does a whopping 3 points of slashing damage.
So, with resistance, that's a 1.
Exactly.
I have taken 6 points of damage.
Alright. Virgil, I believe you are the next closest one to all those on the north staircase, correct?
Nah.
Nah.
Yeah, probably.
Okay. All 3 of them are going to come after you, and they would position themselves
Whoa.
in flanking as well.
Uncalled for.
That is 13,
Miss.
a nat 20,
Miss.
and a 17.
I guess.
Okay. They are wielding their weapons one-handed. So you take 7 points from the one and 5 points from the other.
So 12.
And then the Fathmer is going to come after you since you saw through it, Reyna. So he is going to cast Heck. You have disadvantage on con saves.
Okay.
Ashmaz.
I don't like the look of this guy's ruddy face. I'm gonna put my mace into it.
Okay.
Or I'm not. It's a 12.
Actually, that will hit.
Huh.
He's naked and hairy.
For 8 points of damage.
All right, yes. He is still up, but not by a whole lot. Reyna.
Okay, well, I'm going to hex him right back.
Ouch.
So,
And what save are you going to take from him?
yeah, probably a con save.
Okay, Constitution. I will write that down. All right.
And
Anything
then
else?
Witch bolt. Oh. 8 again.
Yep. No. Unfortunately, that will not hit. Makor.
Alright, well, with Bardic Inspiration, Bless, and some Rage, drawing 2 hand axes from my hips, I will smack with 1. So it'll be an 18 to hit one of the rubes, 19 to hit one of the rubes.
Yes.
It'll be 11, 12, 13, 14.
Hand axe?
Hand axe is a d6.
Oh, D6. Yep, you're right. Thank you. Almost screwed that up.
That was almost very savage.
9, 6, 7. 8, 9.
Pulls 2 great
9
axes.
into 1 rube.
Okay, yes. He is still standing.
I guess I'll hit that one again with the other axe.
Okay.
16 to hit that rube
Yes.
for 6 points of damage.
Okay, on then to Varian.
I'm gonna look at the guys in front of me and I'm gonna go, lay down your head and I'll sing you a lullaby, and put him to sleep.
Okay. Go ahead and roll for the sleep. Oh
Is
my
there a
goodness. Thank
verbal
you for that, Varian.
component to sleep?
Well, that's
Yes,
the thing. As
there
a
is.
bard,
Okay.
it's probably a lyric.
Probably.
Okay, 33.
2 of them hit the ground with a thump, and the third one is a little bit dazed, but is able to shake himself out.
And, alrighty. And then, as a bonus action, I'll cast Healing Word on Ashmaz. 3 plus 4, 7 points of health back.
Woot! Mr. Pigman, Grimjaw, is going to just continue walloping on the cleric. Oh my gosh, I rolled a 2 and a 3. Neither of those are going to get through your armor. And then we will go on to the Fathmer. He is going to swing his weapon at you, Reyna,
Rant.
assuming a 16 hits.
Yeah.
All right, and as he does that, he is also casting Vampiric Touch.
Jeez.
He does not like you.
No, he does not.
Is it because I saw he was a snake?
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh.
Well, don't feel too bad. I rolled 2 1s on the damage.
Woo!
So
Yay.
7 points of
Yay.
necrotic from Vampiric Touch. Ashmouse. Oh, no, excuse me. We have all the cultists. All the cultists, which you thought I forgot about. 3 of them are going to attack you, big boy. And I got 1 hit for sure. The other 2 were less than 11.
Alrighty.
9 points of slashing damage. Virgil, the one that is asleep is going to attack you, or the one that is awake is going to attempt to attack you, but
Ow!
he rolled an 8.
Good.
Okay, well, 8 total, so he does
Good.
not hit. All right, on then to Ashmaz. Ashmaz.
Almighty God, patron of my craft, I ask that you bless this mace of mine with the fires of your forge. As a bonus action, I'm casting Searing Smite. Good, that will put me over to hit.
Awesome.
So I do 6, 7, 8 points of regular damage, plus another 4 points of fire damage.
He falls in a smoky heap that smells oddly of bacon and ham, and he is down.
Oh,
Yeah.
if he hadn't been down, he also would have been set on fire.
Yeah. Well, he's smoldering. He's getting roasted. You want that pork
Yep.
well done. That cultist, after receiving that terrible burn from the bard, decides to take off running. He likes his chances better on the outside, as opposed to attempting to take down a tree, a dragon cleric, a surly bard, and a lady with lightning crackling out of her hands. So would you guys like to try to take him down, or are you going to let him run?
Just let him run.
Yeah, not worth my time.
Let them tell the tales of Varian Oakbot.
But the spirits.
No souls for you.
Fie on the spirits!
This whole thing is full of spirits.
Not enough.
All right. With that, they will dodge handily past the witch, as you other 3 are far enough away you wouldn't get opportunity of attacks, and they flee out the doors looking for more help. This is where we'll go ahead and end this first section, because this is a decent stopping point. I don't want you guys to have to tear apart this entire complex, destroying every single enemy as much as you may want to. So we will go ahead and end the podcast here. We will pick up next week, where you will all be level 8s, and we will do a quick review going over what all went on. Thank you once again for joining us for the first episode of Homebrew Review. If you would like to know more, please look us up on Facebook at adventuring.guild, on Twitter at guildadventure, or you can find us on Patreon, where you can go to support us to help make this podcast even better. Just search for The Adventuring Guild. And if you enjoyed this podcast, please leave us a 5-star review on iTunes, as we can be put in front of more people to help bring you even more content. Thank you again, and we hope to see you next week.